I'm gonna cough, so don't freak out. It's all those cigarettes I'm smoking. Or maybe I just have bronchitis. Alright. Just want to do a little update video about life for myself, I guess, in the future. 1:22 a.m. Monday night / Tuesday morning, December 14th, 2021. I have bronchitis, I'm pretty sure. It's not COVID. I'm working currently. Been working all day and evening and afternoon, setting up some data for UAT tomorrow. User, I don't know. It's where the users are going to test our application on the environment. I'm working at REI right now as a QA test engineer. The word engineer doesn't describe it well. I'm not an engineer. Job's not great. It's okay. It pays the bills. Most money I've ever made so far in my life, so I'm sticking to it. And James just messaged me. My main man, James, is doing the deployment right now. You may need some rest, fella. I know we working hard. Hold on a second. I'm going to tell James. It's all good, baby. It's all good, baby. I'm going to tell my coworker that. It's all good, baby. It's all good, baby. It's all good, baby. What are we going to tell him? It's all good, baby. It's all good. It's all good. If I don't do it now, I'll have to do it in the morning. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I told him if I don't do it now, I have to do it in the morning. I'm a night owl anyway. He said, haha, same, but I'd just be watching YouTube, etc. James is a good guy. Anyway, this job isn't fantastic. Kind of sucks. They're like, hey, Jeff, we need you to do some regression testing on this system that you don't really know anything about. I'm coughing my lungs out, but like physically I feel fine. I'm running and working out at the gym. I just cough. Yeah, job isn't that great. I heard the senior developer, the tech lead freaked out, and then I just started yelling at people or in a meeting because someone underestimated the amount of time our project would need to complete. So the developers are like super rushed. QA testing, me and my two people helping me out testing, it's been rough. The developers, it's like we got like they're implementing one page A. They'll implement it. We test it, report bugs get fixed, page A is fine. A week later, they implement other pages, they test something, they mess with something that interacts with all pages, page A is broken again. Page A keeps getting broken and fixed over and over again, so nothing is getting done. We're having to retest like all pages, like 20-some pages every single deployment. It's crazy. Anyway, that's my job. It's not fantastic. I can't decide if I want to be go into software development or be a database administrator / SQL developer. I've been trying to be a programmer for since like 2018 when I'm, oh god, it's like 17 maybe. Whenever I went out to Denver for that program. That Denver was great, but that program was a joke. I'm glad I dropped it. Well, I should have stayed with it. Who knows, man? There's so many. You look back at your choice and you're like, wow, I wish I would have done so many things differently. And that is me, hardcore. Wish I would have done so many things differently. But what are you gonna do? I'm 32. I should have been having a job like this when I was like 25, 24, something like that. Yeah, I was working at Sunnydale and Robert Half in my early 20s. Early mid-20s, doing like accounts receivable, payable, office administration stuff. Wish I wouldn't have gotten that bachelor's in business management from Andrews. College is fine, but man, you gotta play your cards right. Anyway, trying to move away from QA to something else. And me is gonna have her visa interview January 3rd. It's December 14th. We think that's gonna go okay. We think she's gonna have all of the documents, all the required documents in time. Everything should go smoothly. Yeah, everything should go smoothly. If she gets approved January 3rd, I think that she'll be told that day that she's getting the visa. 2 weeks after that, on average, we're reading that she will receive her visa and the passport in mail in 2 weeks after January 3rd. So, beginning of February, she could be here. That's in a month and a half. This place is a crapple. She is a clean, neat freak. She is more time-centric than an American. All right? She is like hardcore. Why are you late? You're a minute late. All right? My place is a crap hole. All right? I am like a bachelor here. Okay? You know what? Now, I want to show you this. Check out my living room. All right? She cannot deal with this at all. She cannot cope with this. She cannot cope with my crappy eating habits, staying up till like 2 in the morning, which I have been doing. So things are gonna change. When I was with her for a month in Peru, I lost like 20 pounds because I'm not eating crap. Because she cooked. I actually really like her cooking, but man, there was too much chicken and rice. I mean, it's good, but when it's like 2, 3, 4 times a week, you're like, man, I'm done. I don't want any more chicken and rice. No more beef and rice. Oh, the beef and rice is good. It's like this Peruvian stir-fried beef. It's good. But not more than a couple times a month. So things are going to change when she's going to get here. She's going to cook, and I'm going to eat less. And she's going to be like, you're not buying that Dr. Pepper. You're not buying those chocolate-covered almonds, all right? And I'm going to say, okay. Because if I do say, okay, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to live longer. And I'm not going to have bronchitis for like a month. So that's going to be cool. Yeah, life is going to get more structured when she gets here. But there's going to be some adjustments. No more free time. Well, less free time. There's going to be a lot more, hey, do you think we can? Or instead of, hey, I'm just going to. We'll see about that. I'm worried about her. She's going to be in a completely new culture. Doesn't speak the language. I've been yelling at her telling her to learn English for a while now. I've been trying to practice with her like every night, but that was my goal, but that's not happening. I didn't talk to her last night because I was busy, and then I did for 5 minutes tonight. I've been working on trying to set up this data in this environment since like 4 this afternoon, 4 p.m. It's 1:31 a.m. I don't know what I've been doing. I mean, I've been working consistently. I went away for like an hour to the store and cooked me some chicken and rice. But I've been on it, and it's just like, where did the time go? I don't know what I've been spending my time. Well, I know. It's just like you remember what you've done, and you look at the amount of time you spent on it. You're like, what am I not remembering that I did? Because I feel like what I've done requires much less time than what I've spent. The amount of time I've spent. So, but I know I've been doing stuff. Just my memory sucks. So it's not good. I'm not able to justify myself to people when they're like, what'd you do? I don't know, I've been working. On what? This. I don't remember the details. Yeah, what else is going on? Yeah, I really should figure out if I want to go into software development or be like a DBA SQL developer. that's a strategic move I need to figure out. That's gonna have very long-term effects or implications. I need to figure that out. I like taking baths late at night, just thinking about life, soaking it in. I used to do this in Denver too, at night when I lived alone, and yeah, no one was living with me. No other guys from church were living with me. I would like, in the dark, I'd go out in the living room, sit on the couch, just look out my window. I was on the third floor, I think, at like the part of Denver I could see. You could still see the mountains in the distance, and there's someone had lit up a cross on one of the mountains every night. It was a big old cross, so everyone could see it. But that's just one thing I remember. But I just really like standing at that window, looking outside at night, just thinking. Not necessarily thinking, just like taking in the the moment. It's just, I mean, dark, alone, everything's peaceful. Man, when I was in Denver, there was a park called Washington Park. It was a big old park. I would walk there from my apartment. It would take me like half an hour, 25 minutes to walk there. Then I like walk around the entire park. That would take like another 30, 40 minutes. Then I'd walk back. So this is like an hour and a half, 2 hour voyage I would go on. Sometimes I do it in the AM. Yeah, like, man, that program was a joke. I had class once or twice a week, like for 3 hours at a time. So I had like 6 hours of class, starting at like 7 p.m. and it would end at 10 p.m., something like that. I stayed up super late, and it'd be like 1:30, like right now, except I'd be in Denver, and I'd just be like, I just want to go for a walk. So I'd go for a walk to Washington Park, Wash Park, and I'd be walking by myself at night through the streetlights, through the streets, to the park for like 2 hours. It was fantastic. I love doing that so much. I miss Denver like crazy. Yeah. I mean, housing prices are crazy. Plenty of weirdos, but I guess I don't miss the city. I miss the environment. I had a lot of good friends from church. I had a really good community group there. So yeah, so I miss the community I had there, the friends. I miss the time. I miss them. I miss the nature of the mountains, the fantastic nature of mountains. I want to move out west again with Enmy. I forgot to ask her about it. I had this idea to start a commune. A commune where a group of people would band together and we'd figure out a way to share expenses, like housing expenses. And we'd start out with housing, I guess. I didn't write it down. This is my list of goals. The bottom ones are like short term, within the past few months. No, like within the bottom are like a next month. The top are month plus. UAT deployment done, Jeff. Can you check? James, my main man, told me that the UAT deployment is done. I need to go. In the meantime, I'll deploy same build to util 25. Thank you, James. I need to check this, but that commune, I was really thinking about that. If we could find a way to, as a group, buy property that has housing on it, the community would own the housing, and we wouldn't charge rent. But maybe we charge a little bit and funnel it into a community fund for housing. That would cover maintenance, repairs, and potentially new housing. And so this commune, we would have a financial incentive to be a part of it. Yeah, at first I thought like it could only work if there's a major financial incentive for people to do this. Like if a group of like families bought an apartment building and they just owned it, not something big, but just something, and then you all share the cost of living there, and together, I assume your costs would be cheaper than if you were each of you as the individual family would pay rent, and then if you get enough people and you're like living in the wilderness out west somewhere, you try and find other ways to band together and share expenses. Housing. I don't know if you could do sewage and water and electricity. You could probably do electricity. Solar panels. uh, Wind turbines. What else was I thinking? Yeah, but also having like a community mindset was a big part of it also. Food. Having a group cafeteria. That food does, with food that doesn't suck. That was part of it. Create like group activities. I wanted to like create some place where like children could be, where the elderly could be, and where the elderly could basically be part of the community and die in the community instead of like a care home where they're alone. They'd still be around each other. I was also thinking about, could we like share like education and medical expenses within a church? We're all supposed to, in the book of Acts, sorry if you're not religious, in the book of Acts, the early church, it said that they shared everything amongst each other and no one had need. I kind of took inspiration from that. If a group of like people, modern day 21st century people, like professionals, laborers, homeless, old people, like everyone from society banded together and just not it's not plausible to share everything immediately right now in our culture in this country, but to share more housing costs, if you could find a way to band together and share medical expenses, or even if you have doctors or nurses that are part of your community, they could serve it. So you just develop a community and try and grow it and make it as self-sufficient as possible and as financially viable as possible. Um, yeah, if you had electricians and carpenters, and plumbers, then they, it's difficult because you want people to work like me. If I'm like a programmer, I'm a part of that community. I'm still working for a company, like a real company. I'm getting paid, and the community would be getting a portion of my payment, maybe. I don't know, my income. Um, or maybe not. Maybe we wouldn't have injected funds into the community. I haven't thought about this much. This is just like a daydream I've had. It was a goal to like spend time like thinking through this, thinking about the viability to see if it would actually work and like how I could get it started. But I was like gung ho about this. I was super excited. I was like, yeah, this could really be something. Because a lot of people are just, they don't have a community, and man, things are too freaking expensive. Housing, God, healthcare is disgustingly expensive in this country. Yeah, yeah, it's just disgustingly expensive. Education's disgustingly expensive. So just having that community to get ideas, wisdom from, and just for saving financially, I thought that was a really good idea, or a good idea to think through. Anyway, I need to test this UAT environment to see if it's broken or not. Thanks for listening.